Welcome back to One on One, a program hosted by African Press International, where we discuss political and social issues. Dr. Karanja, before the break, we touched on a number of topics, including the coming elections in Kenya, insecurity in the country, and the ICC cases facing Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto, among others. Let us now discuss the judiciary and corruption. The judiciary, it is improving its services to the people. However, the courts are now being flooded by cases being filed by individuals, mostly activists, who love to challenge every move the government takes. This may lead to misuse of the courts, because some people may use it to settle scores. Do you think Kenya is moving in the right direction?
I think Kenya is moving in the right direction. We need to have a good judiciary. And without a good judiciary, really, we cannot say that Kenya is moving the right way. About people bringing a lot of cases there, I think we have competent judges. And from the process they are being chosen, these are judges who know when to detect cases that are just being brought for abuse of process. And they can tell the litigant the same. So I don't think there's anything to fear there, because I think for the first time in Kenya, we are having judges who have been chosen competently and who are owing their allegiance to the people of Kenya. And therefore, they will not allow the judiciary to be misused by a few people who wanted to just further their own interest. So I believe that, and I hope they will live to that, because that's the only way they can have the integrity that people want within the judiciary.
So Kenyans are getting these changes in the judiciary because of the new constitution. And then let us look at the demonstrations, because you say, okay, these ones filing cases in court, they are competent judges, they can throw out the cases. But the demonstrations, the new constitution allows for demonstrations. It is now a right for groups to go to the streets and demonstrate, if agreed. In some cases, some demonstrations like that of medical staff cause deaths. This is questionable and unethical. What is your take on this?
The demonstration on it was not really a demonstration that caused death. It is the strike that caused death because they did not attend to their patients. So that one, we have to remove it from the demonstration, where they are going to express their or exercise their right to demonstrate. They have that right to demonstrate, the right also to go on strike. They have that right, but there are essential services that we have in Kenya or in any country that we cannot allow everybody to go on strike and leave the people dying. So I think it is for the doctors and for the medics themselves to try to see they can still exercise their rights to go to on strike and also demonstrate, but at the same time they have staff still in the hospital who are taking care of emergency cases. So they should never leave the patients die because they want to demonstrate to demonstrate for raising their salaries. They have their oath.
Yeah, then let us look at the police. They demonstrated the other day, and one of them has been sacked and being told he incited the others to go on demonstration. Why? When we are saying the Constitution allows them to demonstrate, it's a human right now.
It is a human right to demonstrate. But whether the person committed a crime or not, that is for the courts that can determine. If really he is taken back, he feels that he is offended by being sacked or injustice was caused to him, he can go to court and he can have his grievances heard in court. And the court can come out with a ruling that will determine the parameters into which police officers and those others who are in special services like the medics can go to strike in. without interfering with the lives and of course, the human rights of others who want to be treated.
Let's talk about corruption. This is rampant in many institutions in Kenya. What methods do you think should be put in place in order to stop it at once and for all?
To stop corruption, you just need good leaders who are not corrupt. And Kenyans have that opportunity. I wrote this in my blog in 2006. I wrote about this before we went to the election in 2007. I said that if Kenyans
you wrote
want
about corruption.
Yeah.
Where? Can you tell us
In my blog, which is known as the Killing Corruption in Kenya.
A blog called Killing Corruption.
Yeah, Killing Corruption. So if in that one, in that blog, I stated that if Kenyans want to deal with corruption once and for all, they should make sure that they do not elect any leader who is involved with corruption at all. So it is for the people to elect clean leaders. If people elect clean leaders, then they will have sent a clear message that the next, if you leaders, you engage in corruption, we'll throw you out. So I think it's only the people who can deal with corruption. It's not the commissions only. The commissions are there to deal with them. Of course, they play a very important role. But for a rampant, corrupt country like Kenya, where corruption is so rampant, we need to send a clear message to the leaders that they cannot be corrupt and be the leaders at the same time.
Kenyan people, and here I am talking about common man and woman, they pay taxes. Members of parliament are the highest paid in the world, and yet they have refused to pay taxes. People are enraged now that the same members want to award themselves 9 million shillings as thank you, a send-off package. What is your comment?
My comment is simple, and this is the comment of every Kenyan, that if you really earn money, if you have a salary and you are earning money, then you should pay tax. And that should apply to everybody. There should be no people who are treated differently. So to treat MPs and members of parliament differently is to send a very bad signal to Kenyans that there are people who have privileges more than the citizens themselves. They should pay their tax. And I have also written in my blog that not to pay taxes is one kind of corruption. It's being corrupt because you are not doing your duty to your country of paying taxes. And how then can you, as an MP, then pass the laws of people to pay taxes when you are passing a law for you not to pay a tax? It doesn't make sense.
That's questionable.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all.
Now, the National Police Service Commission has nominated people to be considered for the top job in the police service. Mr. Kimayo leads the team for Inspector General of Police. Mr. Mohoro, CID Director, leads the team for Deputy Inspector General, Kenya Police. While Arachi, the Acting Administration Police Commander, leads the team for Deputy Inspector General, Administration Police. The civil society now want them out, saying they are tainted. What is your take on this?
Again, this brings us back to the clause on integrity. And also I written in my blog about the clause of integrity, and I said this is a slippery ground for anybody looking for a public office. You have to be scrutinized and your integrity has to be looked at, and if you don't pass the integrity meter, if you don't pass that threshold that is put in the Constitution, then you should not be allowed to take office. But then there should be clear evidence, or there should be allegations which can be supported that are brought. So it's a democratic process to question this. Yeah, because they have been gone through the process of interviews in the boardroom, but now they have also to go the process of interviews by the public, and they are doing a good job by questioning them.
Finally, Dr. Karanja, run us through the making of coalitions. Uhuru Kenyatta, William Ruto, Kalonzo Musyoka, Musalia Mudavadi, Raila Odinga, still looking for a partner. And also, give us your thoughts on the devolved government that the country will have after the coming elections. A Kenyan advocate, Jennifer Shamala, told the Kenyan media yesterday that she fears this coalition, it is leading Kenyans to chaos. Are these coalitions serving or dividing Kenyans as the country faces the most hotly contested elections? And is a devolved government good for the country, considering the high expenses that will follow to keep these governments running?
First, my take on coalition government. Corinne, I'll tell you, I don't like them. Because if you look at the history of coalition governments in Kenya, going back in 2002, they have only created for us chaos. And we cannot say that they have brought us closer to a democratic process. The thing is that when they are made, they are not made for the country. It's made for people to get into power, and they're made for groups to get into power. And if you look back in 2002, the coalition of NAC isolated one ethnic group, the Kalenjins. And they were bitter throughout during the next 5 years. And they formed a coalition with Raila Odinga in 2007 because they wanted to go back to the government. And they were bitter about the Kikuyus. And then the coalitions of 2007, they targeted again one ethnic group. They targeted the Kikuyus. And we know what resulted to that. So these coalitions that are being formed now, they are going to target again to one ethnic group. And they are going to target to the rule. Again, I don't like it because they isolate one ethnic group and doesn't create peace for Kenya. We have a new constitution now. We have all these leaders who have come up as candidates for presidents. They have their own parties. Why don't all of them go to the elections with their own parties and then be sorted out there? Because we have a constitution. At the end of the election, only two parties will remain, the strong ones. It's only the two will remain, because that will take us to the next round of elections. And then they can join these other two parties as they like. But creating conditions now, I think, is a recipe for chaos.
You did not say anything about the devolved government.
Yeah, about the devolved government, I think Kenyans have to learn now politics have become local. And it's good that we have such a devolved government because people are now starting to think from the perspectives of the county. If I come from this county or that county, I start seeing myself as a member of that county. I'm no longer thinking that in order for me to succeed, I have to be in Nairobi or to be in another major town. People are now starting to focus into their counties. And any leader who is going to succeed in Kenya is the leader that is going to see the county as the next level or site of development in Kenya, and focus on that and give the people the development they need. In the counties, people will learn how to ask for development, not from the central government, but now from the county government. Therefore, I say politics in Kenya have become local. And you can see all those who have been in big positions up there, they are all going back to the counties because they know that is now where politics will be very important.
Thank you, Dr. Karanja, for being part of our program, One on One.
Thank you.